Hey, what's up, everybody? We're back with our podcast.
After 2 years of being inactive on the late night cast.
Yes, we're
Hey,
finally back. But today we have some pretty good, interesting topics.
aside from
Or
you
just
actually
topic.
changing your name.
Oh yes, I did. I changed my name to John TV. Um, I think it's a little bit more appropriate for me, anyways.
Yes, yes,
Because
yes.
yeah, I think it's cool. It's a cool name.
And it kind of fits you
But
just a bit more considering your own channel just has no like one type. It's just been like it was a jumble of things. Like a
yes, that's
TV
so.
network.
Exactly. So that's why I call it John TV because I want to add a bunch of different things on there. I don't want to just do one thing. I want to be everything.
You want to be a variety channel.
Yeah, variety. I like a good variety pack.
Yeah, and that's nothing wrong with that.
hmm Um, anything new?
Let's see. There's gonna be a new VTube. I'm gonna be debuting my VTube model hopefully within the next few weeks, or within the next few weeks once that's fully up and running. So
Nice.
the new generation of AG No Life 2.0.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Be
sick.
come back to me on that.
Don't worry. Yeah. And then we might even have him on the podcast too. If he
Yes.
hosts, that V2 model could host.
Yeah, then we'll be able to do even less every time. It'll be amazing.
hmm
And you'll be able to see our own reactions to things that are happening. It'll be fucking amazing.
Yeah, they're gonna be great. All gonna be sick. And
I'll look scuffed as hell, but yeah.
yeah, but we can even do some webcam action too in the future. We could also what else can we do?
Some in-person ones.
Mm.
Some in-person recordings like we did back then.
Oh yeah, how we did it the OG way, but
Yeah.
we didn't really use face cam, so there was no
Well,
real reason.
no, you can easily tell from the audio quality
Okay, yeah, the audio quality, yes.
because it went from shit to okay back to shit when we did it in the same room.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Uh,
let's get into our topic today.
all right. So our topic today is conspiracies, murder mysteries,
In the music
and
scene,
exactly, yeah. I didn't know how to word that. But our main question today is
did Drake kill XXX Tentacion?
but yeah, did Drake kill XXXTentacion? That's the question of today. And we did some digging and found a whole lot of nothing.
Well, nothing concrete.
Well, yes, exactly.
Nothing concrete
Uh
to like dignify that Drake did it.
okay,
But
I'm
there's
not
like
gonna
a lot
lie.
of things that do like point to it a
Uh-huh.
bit too clearly.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I was really on that bandwagon of like, yeah, Drake definitely killed X. But
Yeah, I get that.
doing the proper research and actually looking into the facts rather than
Gossip.
fiction. Yeah, gossip. If you listen to gossip, you're not gonna get anywhere. So
You're just being a sheep.
so I actually did some digging. Oh, me and AG No Life. We both did and found some speculation, subliminal messages. Um it's all pretty interesting,
Hmm.
but it's all again nothing concrete, and everything that we're gonna say probably will be just our own honest opinion of the whole matter. None of this is real facts.
Hmm. It is all our own things that we've been able to find, and we're going to be interjecting our own opinions into this just so that way people don't exactly get mad, people don't get upset by things. We understand that you have your own opinion, but this is something that we actually do. We put a bit of research into it just to try and understand things happening.
Yeah. So
Considering this is still an ongoing case too.
I'm not too sure if it is it.
Yeah, so the case for the murder case itself is still an ongoing situation. specifically with more news coming out for Williams, one the driver,
Mm-hmm.
with a lot of other rappers actually being listed for possible witnesses. But we can get into that in a bit, so that we can kind of like go forward with like the evidence we found or evidence that John has found to kind of like back up the claims, and then I can get into like parts of, well, why is this being brought into this,
Mm-hmm.
and more specifically into Williams' case.
Yes. So pretty much everything started because okay, it really just started because X noticed that one of Drake's new songs sounded similar to Look at Me. And they really are kind of similar.
Like no doubt about it.
But no,
If it's coincidence, I can somewhat believe coincidence
yeah.
in the music industry. There's hundreds of
It
thousands of artists out there, but the fact that it sounds almost exactly the same, just like a
mhm,
couple like octaves lower and slowed down by like a 1/16th note, makes it a
yeah.
bit too peculiar in my opinion.
Yeah, it's really weird, and um I'm not entirely sure about that, but apparently Drake took an interest into X a while back, and Drake told X that he will be contacting X's manager to make some music together.
Mm-hmm.
Drake never kept his promise, and that week later, that song came out that sounded exactly like "Look at Me."
Which I feel like that's a little bit to begin with, because like you're promising like an up and coming artist, like
Yeah.
to work with someone that's a well established, someone that's actually like to kind of
Hmm.
possibly like help boost your
Yeah.
impression, and now they just turn around, basically
And
say nothing.
X is a very hot-headed person.
Mm-hmm.
So he took it very personal, and his postings on his story were like he was insulting his mom, like he was calling Drake a bitch.
I remember
Drake
those
is not, yeah, and all this and that, and just really just talking. And Drake didn't really say anything on his Instagram or
initially.
really. Yeah, initially he didn't really say anything. He more just put things in his song subliminals and threatening him in his own music rather than taking it to Instagram like X was.
Well, I mean, there's also like when you look at it, it's a difference of culture,
Hmm.
because
But then,
Drake is older, no doubt
hmm
about it. He comes from a different generation than us, where he's not gonna be completely upfront and like come in with like fucking arm swinging like X, who's like younger. He was around our age when he died.
yeah,
Where like we grew up with social media, we grew up with all this shit to like understand it, and we fight with it.
of course we always use it to our advantage.
Uh huh. And that's my
That's
point.
just how we know. Um, but then later he claimed that his Instagram was hacked.
Right. I remember that.
Hmm. He said that his Instagram was like hacked, and it wasn't him who posted. If I die, it was Drake. Supposedly, it
Supposedly,
was
it wasn't X that actually did it.
yeah, because his Instagram was hacked. So, but then you start looking at Drake, what he did with God's plan. Um,
A little bit too.
Apparently, yeah. So X was doing the same thing. He was giving away lots of money, and you see videos on the internet of him giving away money.
Which he also did a lot off camera too.
Yeah, off camera
He
too. He did it.
proved it on camera to like him
Hmm.
buying all the stuff, and then a good part of it giving it away.
Hmm.
He did not show on camera.
And that was his city. That's why he did it, right?
Hmm.
And it was just weird that Drake came in to Miami, Florida, and started doing the same thing, and like
Yeah.
um, giving $1 million away just in God's plan alone. Like and kind of like since Drake is a big name, he kind of just like overpowered X and like in eyeballs, since
Yeah.
Drake was a bigger icon than X, it kind of just took the spotlight away from him. And like in why out of all the cities that he could have done it, like it was kind of weird that he didn't do it in his own hometown like X was doing.
Yeah,
He
because
had to do it in X's hometown.
to me, I feel like that's a bit petty.
Mm-hmm.
What Drake did was petty because he decided to go to Miami. Where who else was doing something like that in Miami? X. That's a way too
Mm-hmm.
much of a coincidence to like for it to not be like I'm gonna go here specifically just to outdo this kid.
Mm-hmm. And it was also speculated that um Drake had paid someone when he was in Miami filming like God's Plan or pretty much giving all that money away in Miami. He um used some of that money to pay someone to kill X.
Mm-hmm.
But that's all speculation,
And,
and I'm not too entirely sure how true that is.
and even then, when you get into it, there's still like theories to like who he paid because like one of them is like Soldier Kid, and then another one is like the mob or like a gang in the area, and then another one was specifically the crew that killed him with Williams.
Hmm.
There's been a few of them that there to say what who who Drake paid to do to kill X.
Exactly. Yeah, no one really knows. Um,
Obviously, Soldier Kid was one of the biggest ones, especially after his alibi
mhm.
on what was it, Insta? I think it
Yeah, it
was.
was just yeah, but it was with Soldier Kid, it was a bit too coincidental.
Well, for one thing, he posted that thing before allegations towards him were even
Hmm.
like actually being noticed. It was like one or two people that were saying like, "Oh, Soldier Kid was in the area. Soldier Kid was in the area." Like not enough to actually make noise. It
Hmm.
was after he decided to make an alibi then and there, not like when things are actually like actually put out the fire. He became the kindling.
Yeah, I don't know. It was
I feel like that was just a stupid idea.
yeah, I don't
That was just a
know.
horrible idea on
Mhm.
like at least wait for the
Yeah.
fire to actually ignite before you try to put it out.
Hmm.
Well, in social media terms.
But and if you look at the music video Sicko Mode, there's a scene where someone who looks very similar to X is crushed to death by a meteor.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at the video, it kind of does. Someone pointed it out to me. But like it kind of does, kind of doesn't. Like, I do. Some people say, "Oh, look at the blue braids," and I'm like, they don't really look that blue to me. Have you seen it?
The blue birds?
No, the blue braids.
Oh, the braids. No,
Yes.
they were way too dark to see.
Yeah, I
It
don't
was like a
know if.
silhouette of X, if anything. It wasn't like bright. I could not see the color of like, outfit or the braid.
Mhm. It was a little dark, so
Too dark to actually make out any color.
then again, like I'm not sure about that, but I thought it was a really good
Like, look, if you can prove that, you can actually like give like actual that. Cool.
hmm
I'm down for that. But the fact of it being that has to be a silhouette on purpose.
hmm
Because look at it this way: if you just straight up put like say X, or like if you go like way back when to like say what was another one that they did, like Dr. Dre when he first left, what was it? What was the original record label he was under with NWA? Uh, Bad
Not entirely
Boys
sure. I think so.
or Ruthless Records? I don't remember which one it was. When he
Hmm.
initially left to go to Death Row, there was a in Dre's music videos, there was an impersonator for Easy E that they dubbed Sleazy E.
Mm,
And it would be the same kind of thing because, like, for one thing, that is straight up. You could see that that's supposed to be an impersonation of Easy E. But
hmm
with something like this, you can't exactly 100% concrete prove it because it's only a silhouette.
Yeah.
Like you can speculate all you want and say, "Oh, that looks like X," but you can't prove it is.
Yeah. 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 It's all just. And what did you find?
So I had actually been looking through some of the lyrics in some of his videos and some of Drake's um songs. One of the more notable ones was from On BS. Let me find the notes because they're not. Where did they go? Okay, so on Her Loss, his most recent album with 21 Savage, on BS, maybe I should do a 20, maybe I should break that 20, do a 10, maybe I should break that 10, do a 5, then if it gets alive, do a 5 again. If he held his tongue on that live, maybe he'd be alive again.
Jesus.
That's a little bit too on the nose, in my opinion. Like, especially when you get to the part of him, like, of Drake saying, if he held his tongue on that live, maybe he'd be alive again. Because who else, like, was, like, the most popular one to, like, dog Drake on live?
Damn.
Like, I'm actually asking, do you know if there was anyone else that would actually dogging Drake, like, live, or, like, a lot for him to, like, for that not to
Yeah, I
disprove
know
that?
nobody. The hell?
Because
I don't
nobody
know
fucks with
who.
Drake.
No, nobody does. Nobody ever fucks with Drake because it's Drake. Like that's what
Exactly.
people say. Like
He's the
not saying that it's a
boogeyman.
yeah.
I
He
mean,
says
not
it
as much as
himself.
Birdman, but yeah.
But he talks a lot about but he like in his music he talks about a lot about putting hits on people.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's gonna whack somebody,
100%.
Like that's all he talks about. Like in his newer raps anyways.
His older
He
ones
did
were
go
obviously different from what it is now.
Yeah, like he went a little off course when he dropped Honestly Nevermind. That album was a little weird. When that one dropped in the summer and that was like a club music, techno, house music. It was
Mm-hmm.
really weird. I was like, what the hell is that?
What is this even supposed to be?
Mm-hmm.
Just makes no sense.
Then yeah, it for me that I didn't even like it. Like I didn't even listen to it all the way through. But after that, apparently, Honestly Nevermind was kind of like a teaser to his Certified Lover Boy.
Oh,
Oh wait, no, never mind. That one came out in 2021.
bruh.
Uh no, I'm talking about Her Loss.
Her loss, yeah.
Yeah, Her Loss with 21 Savage. That one, like the one, like that's which is pretty much that song that you were talking
That
about
I
right
just
now.
quoted, yeah, on BS.
Yeah, it's yeah, that's the same as the same album.
Yeah, and that's like the
I,
one that's been like pointed out the most because I've been looking. I looked for like other songs that like reference, and I know there was like one that what was this the album a Scorpion that Jay-Z like references X's death, but like never anything like claiming that it was Drake.
mm-hmm.
But then it's like you get lyric like this that is like it's just way too coincidental for Drake to just say. Like a bit too
Yeah.
on the nose.
Mm-hmm. And then who else? And then the witness list. Who was involved with the witness list?
So recently there has
Mm-hmm.
been a release. It is by Fox, so I don't want to like 100% believe what Fox says cuz not exactly yeah. But one of the bigger headlines was that on the case for X's murder, the deceased member of Migos, Takeoff, was set to be added in the list of possible witnesses, along with Quavo and Offset. All the ones that, like, basically all of Migos were added into possible witness list, along with Drake himself, Tekashi 69, Joe Budden, and there has been no concrete evidence to why they are even being added onto the witness list. Nothing. I went like digging around.
Apparently, what I've heard is what apparently that the driver, the one that is asking for a plea deal,
Williams?
he pleaded guilty and he's trying not to get a life sentencing right now, pretty much.
Oh.
Yeah, because that's what he's facing.
Well,
But
yeah.
since he wants to get that plea deal where he pretty much says names and all that, he brought up these rappers.
But they're being witnesses. which doesn't make sense because, for one thing, some of them already proven that they were not in the area or anywhere near or even in the state. Like Takashi Six
Mhm.
Nine was proven to be in New York during the time.
Mhm.
Drake, I don't remember where he was.
Mm.
Joe
But
Budden, I really don't follow much of Joe Budden, so I don't know what the fuck he's up to, where the fuck he was during the time.
mhm.
And then Migos, I listen to their music, but I don't fucking know. I don't fucking keep up with their,
Mhm.
like for something like that, shouldn't the witnesses be people that were allegedly or at or allegedly?
Ooh.
That's what I'm saying. Shouldn't it have been like people that were allegedly
Yeah,
at
yeah.
least at the crime scene, not
Mhm.
like random people, like especially people that are proven to not even be in the goddamn state?
Mhm.
Like that's a bit.
I don't know. I don't know.
That doesn't sit well.
Mhm. I don't understand why would they even be on the witness list? It's if they're not even like there, like why would they be there, huh? That
Exactly.
is a little weird.
Like 6ix9ine, I could understand why because X was checking in on him every so often
Mhm.
after I don't remember. I think allegations were coming up on him on 6ix9ine
Mhm.
because X, as much as of a hothead as he was, he did care about people.
Mhm.
Like he didn't like to hold beef with anyone. He actually tried to keep things positive with people and try and check up on people, which
Yeah.
I highly respect him for.
But we'll know more information like on February 24th, 2023,
Mm-hmm.
when he's either gonna get some sort of plea deal, a life sentencing, or the death penalty.
Death penalty is not exactly.
That's what he's facing. Like those are his three options.
Right.
Like life sentencing is like that middle, death is like the maximum penalty.
Understandable.
And then that plea deal is like the lesser. Like it's not that bad.
Yeah. Well,
It's like
we'll definitely
there's
have to wait.
yeah, it's all up in the air right now. Four people were arrested. Um, the Robert Allen.
Mm-hmm.
No wait, yeah, Robert Allen. He's the one taking the plea deal, and he's the one like kind of
Oh wait,
like
Robert
he's
Allen's taking the
scared.
plea deal. I thought it was Derek William. Wait, Derek William, I don't remember William.
No, I think no, it was the driver, Robert William. I remember his face. I think it's him.
Oh well.
But anyways, they're the ones who are the one of those two are the ones.
They're taking the plea deal.
Yeah, one of them.
Which I mean,
And
if it still doesn't make a ton of sense considering for Williams they're bringing in these rappers.
mhm,
It makes zero sense because for one thing, there has to be some sort of correlation, and I think it's if they were actually trying to bring in all these rappers to like plea for Williams, then it doesn't exactly make sense to bring Drake onto the scene because for one thing, there are already people that assume that it is Drake that's doing it. So it kind
mhm.
of, and especially if he testifies and it comes off like in the wrong way or he says it in a certain way, it'll just make the court a bit suspicious of it.
Yeah, I'm reading more about it right now.
Hmm.
I found out that one of them was charged with first degree murder. So the final sentencing is all really gonna happen in 2023.
Hmm.
It's all really just gonna come down to that.
So all of it is now just a waiting game to see what's going to happen.
We'll know more information then because that's when the trial will like officially like be over. Depending on how that
Like,
trial goes.
That's when the case finally hits trial.
Like when
That's
they
when court day starts, not
hmm
ends.
So they're already guilty. Like pretty much they're gonna get in trouble.
Well, yeah. 'Cause, I mean, for
Like
one of them already pled guilty.
hmm so they're gonna like if they're guilty and then sentencing. So I think right now they're all gonna plead guilty and then they're gonna be sentenced from there.
Yeah, probably anything to try and avoid maybe death sentence.
It's very sad to even think that that's how this person life was ended.
Yeah.
It was really sad because I feel like he was a really outstanding guy,
Hmm.
a genuine person.
He may
Like
not have had like a great start, had a lot of
mhm.
problems, but he was actually trying to change his life around, and that's when life decided to say, "No, you're done."
Yeah, like he was always gonna he was very honest. Like he was like Illuminati type exposing type shit.
Yeah.
Like he said it himself. There's all these conspiracy. He literally said it all. It's like fuck the industry, fuck all that, this and that. You know.
Yeah, like it's fucking crazy to even really realize that. like, especially now after start to question things, especially when I think especially nowadays because I feel like there's way more like rappers, way more like art dying off
Mm-hmm.
because then you
Yeah.
have like more questionable deaths,
Yeah, it's
like another theory with like say like the theory with Lil Peep that like his record label was
yeah.
that is still like
Like
one
they
of the biggest ones out there. That's still like a pretty big one too. Like oh
hmm
his record label is the one that supplied him with fucking Xans laced with fentanyl.
Jesus.
Oh wait, have you never heard that one?
No.
Yeah, there was like a whole thing because on the autopsy it said that he overdosed on fentanyl.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
Lil Xan?
no, Peep.
Oh, yeah, I heard something like that, but I thought I heard someone gave it to him.
Yeah, it was an executive, or I don't remember what she is in the record label, but she was basically
Hmm.
was like his tour manager at point at like for
But
the
one,
time.
but isn't it kind of weird that like P&B Rock, Draco the Ruler, Young Dolph,
Mm-hmm.
King Von, XXXTentacion were all signed to the same label?
Wait, they were?
Yes.
Oh I didn't actually know that.
I'd always kind of trip my mind. Like I'm like,
I think there's something up with that label.
yeah, like these are really famous rappers, that were
Yeah.
coming up around. They all kind of died tragically. Or were all shot. King Von was shot.
Mm-hmm.
X was shot. Young Dolph was shot. Draco was stabbed. P&B Rock was shot.
Crazy man.
Yeah, and it just it boggles my mind, and I'm like, there's no way
There's no way it's a
that.
coincidence, especially when you start to look at the statistics of like artist death per homicide per record label.
Hmm.
Because obviously there's still obviously in the grand scheme of things, it's still like a tiny bit of people, and it's just you can say coincidence that it's all in the same record label. But the fact that they are the victims of homicide is what makes it a bit peculiar.
Hmm.
Because you have people like X who was actually starting to change his life around. He didn't have enemies, proper enemies. Like like no gang affiliation, no like beef between like sets in his area, as far as I know.
Hmm.
To then just be like up and killed randomly, it just doesn't make any sense. Same thing with like actually I can't speak of like any of the other ones because I don't really know fully well on those behalves because like Vaughn I know that it was because of another set, or I think it was because of
Yeah.
another set, right, in Atlanta.
Hmm. I think so.
He
Something
was
like
shot
that.
outside of a bar in Atlanta, I think, by another set. But
Yeah.
there's just like some things there, like those you can kind of get away with and say like, oh, that's just a matter of like
Time.
their own fault for like being in a set themselves and just like
Hmm.
gang violence. But then you get to like points of like, but what about these people who have no ties to anyone?
Hmm.
Because like you could even look at like at Juice. There's like like that there was like a drug unit at the airport where he landed, right? That he died.
There was a what?
There was a drug unit that was sent to the airport.
Oh yeah, yeah, because he had all those perks.
Yeah. Well, the only reason they were even sent was because of affiliation that he allegedly had. Because early on, I don't remember what the set is called. I do not remember. But one thing that kind of caught authorities' attention to Juice specifically was a little bit early on. He would consistently throw up a specific gang sign that was like "break bricks," which was like kind of a thing to like a disrespect to another set that
Yeah,
was specific to that set that he was affiliated with, not a
yeah.
part
I
of but
don't
affiliated.
I don't really understand all that.
Well, the only reason that they really targeted him at that point, that has been like somewhat proven here and there. Obviously, there's still a lot more that's probably not been said.
Hmm.
Was that like the Fed started to catch on to that set that Juice was affiliated with, to like the drug trafficking and all that, and they had suspected. So this is where it kind of splits off, where what the general public knows and then what has kind of like been popped up slightly here and there.
Hmm.
The original one that like, everyone knows is like that most people know, I think, is that the pilot actually uh told like ground control what the fuck was going on, that there was like a bunch of wrecks up there, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then another
You know,
one was that because Juice had been at least tied to that set that kind of got him where he was to like at least some notoriety. That the feds were already onto that set, and when they saw him, when they caught wind of him flying to I forget where,
Yeah, I
they
don't know
had
where he was
sent
going.
they sent a drug unit to intercept him at the airport where he was landing,
Mm.
and then the pilot was informed of that, so that way, like, say he doesn't out, he doesn't, to keep calm, to like that way they doesn't cause a disturbance on their like, oh, fucking hijack bullshit,
Mm-hmm.
which apparently someone heard, then told Juice, and what was it? He ingested all of the perks.
Yeah, he like swallowed all of them, and like his girlfriend, he was telling everybody to swallow them, but his girlfriend apparently was being like, "No, no, this is his mess. You know, let him deal with it."
Which I feel like that's a bit fucked up, because like, was all of it even his?
I think so.
Was it actually all his?
It might have been all his.
God damn. I feel like I could have
Yeah,
swore. Or wait, was it the firearms that weren't his?
something wasn't his, but
It was drugs and firearms that were both on there, and I think the narcotics were going to be the thing that really took him down, but the firearms would have been a little bit easier to get away from.
he also had pounds of weed in there too.
Oh, well, then he's a bit fucked regardless, then, isn't he?
Yeah.
Even if he managed to like not die from ODing on the perks, I'm pretty sure he still would have gotten jail time for the week.
I don't know. It is a private airplane, so I don't know if that's a thing you can do. Like it's private. It's his own airline, you know? It's I don't know.
So the thing about private jets and private airlines, you rent it. You do not own it.
They don't?
No, Justin does not own that airplane. He does not own that private
Oh.
jet. He rented it. So
Mm.
everything, it doesn't matter if it wasn't his. It doesn't
He had
matter like,
he had 70 pounds of marijuana.
okay, so I think there were also firearms on that plane. Those were not
Hmm.
his. But because the plane was under his name, he would still face all the charges. It doesn't matter whose they
Mm.
were. Say the drugs weren't even his, it doesn't matter. The
Hmm.
plane is under his name. He's still getting all the charges because the plane itself is under his name. So that means everyone else
Mm.
in there would get away scot-free, basically, except Juice.
Mm.
I still feel it's a bit of bullshit, but yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like bullshit.
Like, come on. If you're like, I get the narcotics thing, like, because you can't exactly prove who they belong to.
Hmm.
But the firearms, come the fuck on. There are serial numbers on them that are registered to people.
Hmm. He also had 6 bottles of liquid prescription codeine cough syrup. He had 3 firearms, including 2 9mm pistols and a 40 caliber pistol.
Yeah, you see what I mean?
Hmm.
There
And
were narcotics and firearms.
metal piercing bullets and high capacity ammunition magazine.
Oh my god, that is
So he
just.
had the extension on that bitch.
Oh my god, that just does not end up looking well.
Hmm.
Say he didn't even OD. I'm pretty sure he would have been facing like at least like maybe 10, 15 years
Yeah. No, but
if he's
I feel like he
lucky.
could. Yeah, he could have gotten away with it though. I feel like.
Possibly, but we will never really know because unfortunately he did pass, which
Yeah.
sucks to like find like another artist like passes away, especially so young, especially after fucking just 6 days after turning 21. Like, dear God.
Yeah. And he was specifically talking about how rappers don't live past 21.
No, and then like in fucking Legends, he says, "Was it the 27 club? We ain't making it past 21."
Yeah, that one was.
Like, what
That
the
was kind of
fuck,
weird.
man?
It wasn't 27 Club in his. In his.
I
I don't know,
mean,
but
I
these
don't. I'm
deaths
pretty
are a
sure
little
there's like
weird though.
there's a new club. It's the 21 club at this point.
Not even 27 anymore.
Well, for the new generation of rappers.
Oh yeah, of course.
Fuck, man. Watch it. Then it's gonna end up. I hate to say this. I hate that I want to make this joke, but I feel like at some point it's just gonna get younger and younger and younger as like artists
Mm.
start to be younger too.
I'm 9 years old. We're not making past 10.
Man, that would be so fucked though.
Oh
God
my
damn.
god.
Then it's like, how the fuck? Because then at that point, you just know it's just how fucked up the world is. Because they're actually going after kids at that point.
Yeah, it's kind of sad, but like you know what makes me really sad?
What?
TK. That one kind of made me kind of a little sad. Yeah. Do you know who TK is?
Yeah, I know, KK.
TK-47.
Yeah,
I used to be a pretty good fan, but he's in prison for like 40 years or something, like 50
yeah.
years,
He's
40,
almost.
50 years.
Yeah, he's. Doesn't he have a kid? I can't remember.
No, he didn't have a kid.
What's the picture with him with a kid then?
Oh,
What was the picture with him and a kid?
I don't think he had a kid.
Okay then.
No, no,
Probably
I don't
tripping.
think. So pretty much what happened with him was like he was involved uh with the shooting of a girl who got shot in the head.
Hmm.
He was just in the car, but I'm pretty sure that he was like still like yelling out the window and shit, you know?
Yeah.
And like I guess the driver shot a bullet and it hit some girl in the head. And he claimed that it was just to scare them. He didn't mean to kill her or anything like that.
Oh.
Yeah. And then TK got it scot free. Nothing happened to him with that. He broke down on the on the courtroom and they gave him some leeway because he was very young. He was like 16 or 15 years old.
Which I mean, I can understand that you can't exactly charge a kid as an adult, proven otherwise.
Yeah, and then when I guess in 2017, he had an ankle monitor and he freaking took it off and he
He fled from
fled
home.
to San Antonio. Like he was in he where was he?
I don't remember where like he ended up going to. I just know he ended
Yeah,
up running.
he ended up running and he tweeted, "Fuck this house arrest shit. Fuck till they gonna have to catch me on hood."
Yeah, which is absolutely fucking. For one thing, you got to be in
Mm-hmm.
a whole different mental state. Try to do shit.
Mm-hmm. But the thing that got him into prison was that is because I guess he broke into a house with a bunch of people and I guess someone ended up dead.
2 counts of murder actually. So there was
Yeah,
one. There was a break in, and then there was another one. Where he ended up killing an elderly man.
no, that was when he was on the run from that.
Oh, you're talking about the initial case.
Yeah, the initial case. That was when he was on the
The initial case was
oh.
a home invasion and robbery that turned into a homicide.
Mm-hmm.
TK never pulled the trigger on anything.
Supposedly. Yeah,
From
it
what has
ended
been
the life of a drug dealer.
recounted by the other people that were there that he didn't pull the trigger.
There was because there were other people.
I don't think any of them really said that TK pulled the trigger.
No, nobody said. No one knows who pulled the trigger. I don't think so.
Which I mean, I feel like at that point that's kind of the police's fault because you could actually there's like a microdose of like gunpowder from the gun from when you fire it that ends up being on your hands. I feel like that's kind of a missed opportunity of like not even like trying to like check every one of their
Mhm.
hands that held a gun at that
Yeah,
moment.
it doesn't. I don't know. I don't really know too much about that. But when he was on the run, I guess he attacked an elderly man.
Killing him. The man did not survive.
Did he?
No, he did not. I remember this because I ended up watching a little mini documentary of like what happened to TK on YouTube. It ended up showing up on my feed for some reason, and it was
Mm,
like he ended up killing that man. I think it was because like he actually got frustrated and just ended up fucking taking it on the guy. Kind of
yeah,
sad.
I'm kind of looking at it right now, trying to see.
I mean that's still pretty sad.
Yeah, like he just was in. And I feel like also his record label kind of to like kind of encourage him.
Wait,
Yeah,
what?
no, he didn't. Yeah, he didn't kill the. Yeah, he
Oh wait,
robbed
he's
the.
the man survived?
Yeah, he attacked
Okay.
and robbed him.
Oh, he only robbed him. Okay, that's kind of
Yeah.
crazy to think about that.
Mm-hmm.
So then
Yeah, he knocked
it's
him unconscious, and then he was found by a jogger, and then he was later identified, but during a lineup. Yeah.
See, I feel like if TK didn't run, things wouldn't have gotten so bad as they did.
Yeah,
He
because
wouldn't have been he wouldn't have the same sentence he has now, and he probably would have been able to get off on like a
yeah, like he would have been able, he would have if he would have doing the things that he was doing, he wouldn't have gotten 40 years,
Mhm.
you know. And even while he was in prison, he started a gang called Rugrats.
Oh, that's where that came from.
Yeah, yeah. Then he got caught with an iPad in prison
The fuck did
where
he
he was
sneak that in
taking.
up his ass or something?
I don't know. You can get anything in the prison. You can do whatever you want in prison except leave. But yeah, he had an iPad. He was tweeting and stuff. That's how they found out that he had an iPad because he was tweeting from
Tweeted
it.
from iPad.
Yeah.
That's like the I feel like that's like
No, he
one of
was,
the dumbest ways to get caught.
and he was posting pictures too to his Instagram and Twitter.
I'm like, okay, yeah, that's just the dumbest way to get caught.
Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty dumb.
That's just him being a fucking idiot. I'm sorry.
Yeah. You should have just stuck to Clash of Clans.
Or fucking Jetpack Joyride.
Clash of Clans is a waiting game, and all you have to do is wait. And when you're in prison, what you're doing is waiting.
Well, I mean, yeah, but then again, like kill time, Jetpack Joyride. Go on, you can't tell me that
Yeah.
you never just ended up just spending But who knows
Of
how many
course.
fucking hours on like Jetpack Joyride, Subway
When I was
Surfers.
younger, I remember when I was younger, um, I would wake up every morning and play Jetpack Joyride
Oh man,
for like 3 hours straight, and then hop on YouTube and watch PewDiePie videos.
damn.
Yeah.
In different time, man. Different. We're
Hmm.
getting older.
Hell yeah.
That should be a
But that's
topic.
oh yeah, that's gonna be a topic for next time for sure.
Definitely.
Um, mhm. Do you want to end it up here or?
I think this is a good place to kind of wrap it up, considering there's just a lot of theories in music or in the music
Hmm.
industry, and I feel like we could keep going talking about it, but then I feel like we're just gonna keep dragging it on. Like we can even bring up like YMW Melly and how, like, for one thing, I haven't heard
Yeah.
anything lately about what's happened to him. As far as I know, that he was still gonna be on trial and they were
Yeah,
trying
he
to
was
push the
facing
death
death.
sentence.
Yeah, they were trying to push the death penalty on him.
Like it's been radio silent from, and
Hmm.
there's still like tons of other artists that some strange theories,
Yeah.
like the Beatles, Elvis, John. That's one of the Beatles, isn't it?
We will get into all of those, we promise.
Not crazy, am I?
What?
John Nelson is one of the Beatles. Can't remember.
John Elton?
Can't remember. Okay.
I didn't listen to the Beatles, so I'm not too sure.
Damn it. I mean, like Tupac, Biggie. Like, there's still like shit out there. Or even like with Juice. Surprisingly, there was like one post out there, and this is like one of the last few things I want to say before we wrap up. There was a thing for that Juice said that he wants to be famous for a few years, fake his death, and then live his life quietly.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right, that's nice to know.
Yeah. I feel like that's a bit weird to say, you know?
Hmm.
Which, I mean, I feel like he can kind of get away with,
You
considering.
can. There's even a conspiracy theory on why Bob Marley faked his death.
Oh yeah, that was another one.
Yeah, because
Tons.
you know what I mean. You just don't fake your death if you're not running from something.
Or you're just fed up with everything.
I think that's enough for today. Thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate watching this little comeback. Um, we'll try to make them like once a week, right?
Once a week, hopefully.
Try like once every other week or something like
Hopefully,
that.
at least once a week, depending on how much we end up actually recording these things. But yeah,
Hmm.
and hopefully, since I'm probably gonna be editing these things again, hopefully I won't. Hopefully, I'll be able to get them out weekly, considering I already have to deal with my own channel, especially with transitions into a new era of VTubing.
Hmm.
Ah,
And
the
I'm also,
fun.
um, we'll all try to be there, and we're all gonna have a great freaking time. Thank you guys
Yes.
for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment. Any final thoughts?
If you want to check out more of either of us, our channels are going to be in the description. I am AJ No Life, and this is John TV.
All right. Later, guys.